But we have breaking news just coming into the Situation Room. We're learning now that Egyptian protesters, by the thousands, have stormed the Israeli embassy in Egypt. Let's go straight to our CNN producer, Mohamed Fadel Fahmy. He's joining us live from outside the embassy. Mohamed, tell our viewers what's going on, because obviously the Israeli-Egyptian relationship, there's been a peaceful relationship since 1979, is clearly at stake.
Well, Wolf, September 9th today started with a festive mood, and it was dubbed correcting the path of the revolution. Outside the Israeli embassy, protesters in the hundreds were able to hammer down the wall that was just built last week to secure the building of the Israeli embassy. Then, just a couple of meters away, clashes started between the protesters in the back street of the Israeli embassy. They clashed with the police, and Ministry of Health states that 88 people were injured during these clashes.
Mohamed, there are reports now that these protesters got inside the Israeli embassy, have been ransacking it, and that Israeli documents have been seen floating around all the streets over there. Are any Israeli diplomats there? What's going on that front?
Well, I spoke to the army commander outside the embassy, and he confirmed that there are no diplomats inside the embassy. But yes, the papers are everywhere, and people are carrying them. I got one of the papers and read it. It seems that what the army is saying is that protesters were able to enter through a balcony in the building from the floor under the Israeli embassy.
Did you say there was or was not a significant Egyptian police or military effort to try to secure, to try to keep the Israeli embassy safe?
Well, there is police and army standing alert, but there was no engaging with the protesters throughout the day. Only 7 hours ago in the back streets around the Israeli embassy, clashes started, and the protesters were able to, let's say, defeat the police. I've seen them confiscating machine guns, tear gas bombs, helmets, and running out, celebrating their so-called victory.
I think we're showing our viewers, Mohamed, pictures from Egyptian state television. You can see the flames there. You can see what's going on. So what I hear you saying is that even though the tensions have been building now for the past couple of weeks as far as Egyptian-Israeli relations, there really was no major effort on the part of the Egyptian government, the new Egyptian post-Mubarak government, to protect the embassy there and protect those Israeli documents, those Israeli diplomats for all practical purposes. It looks like there could be a real rupture in the Israeli-Egyptian relationship after 30-plus years.
Well, Wolf, last couple of weeks ago, there was an incident on the Israeli-Egyptian border where 5 Egyptian soldiers were killed, and the investigations are ongoing. Some of the investigations were published. I believe the situation is tense. Today, the Israeli flag was removed off the Israeli embassy by the protesters for the second time, and they replaced it with the Egyptian flag.